The chiefs of Ashanti had gathered in secret. The British governor had demanded the Golden Stool, the very soul of their nation. Some chiefs whispered about surrender. Others stayed silent, afraid of the British guns. Then an old woman rose. She grabbed the gun and she fired it into the air and she said, "If you, the men of Ashanti, will not fight, then we, the women, will." Her name was Yaa Asantewaa. She was born around 1840 in a small town called Besasi in the Ashanti Empire. She lived a normal life at first, farming the land, raising her daughter. But her younger brother became the chief of Ejisu, and he chose her as queen mother. Now, in Ashanti culture, that wasn't a title for decoration. A queen mother advised kings, chose successors, guarded the dignity of the people. By late 1800s, the Ashanti Empire, it was under pressure. The British wanted total control. They had already fought 4 wars against the Ashanti. In 1896, they exiled the Asantehene, King Prempeh I, and many chiefs to the Seychelles. With her brother dead and her grandson, the next chief, also taken away, Yaa Asantewaa became the regent of Ejisu. It left an old woman standing in the place of kings. Then came the insult. In 1900, Governor Frederick Hodgson, he demanded the Golden Stool. Nobody sat on it, not even the king. It was the very heart of the Ashanti nation. To demand it was like demanding their soul. The chiefs hesitated, but Yaa Asantewaa refused. With her speech and that gunshot, she shamed the men into action. And for the very first time in Ashanti history, a woman was made the commander of the army. She raised thousands of fighters. Then in March 1900, they laid siege to the British fort at Kumasi. Imagine it. The colonial governor himself was trapped inside his own fort, surrounded by an army led by a grandmother. For months, the Ashanti cut them off. The British answered with reinforcements, over 1,000 troops with modern weapons. The fighting was brutal. Forest ambushes, roadblocks, heavy losses. Thousands of Ashanti warriors died. Hundreds of British soldiers too. It was the bloodiest of all the Anglo-Asante wars. By the end of 1900, the siege was broken. Yaa Asantewaa, she retreated into the forest, but she was still fighting. But in 1901, she was captured and she was exiled to Seychelles. She lived out her final years and died in 1921, far from home. Yet, the Golden Stool was never surrendered. It stayed hidden. Years later, I think it was in 1920, it was found by locals, stripped of gold, but never touched by British hands. In 1924, when Prempeh I finally returned from exile, he made sure that Yaa Asantewaa's remains were brought home for a royal burial. Today, she is remembered as the woman who fights before cannons, schools, statues, songs, so many things carry her name. Because when kings and chiefs hesitated, it was a queen mother, an elderly grandmother who rose and defended the soul of her nation. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like stories like this, please follow me. I tell these stories all the time on all my social media. Also, please send me stars on Facebook. I don't know how to do it, but please send me stars. Thank you.